Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Sheriff Carmine Marcino and the entire Lee County Sheriff's Office, good afternoon and welcome to our Do the Right Thing ceremony for April 2024. I'm Tony Shaw. I'm the director of the Do the Right Thing program, and we're so glad you've joined us here in person in the Lee County School Board chambers, or if you're watching us on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. Welcome. We're so glad that you've joined us today. We have a lot of exciting nominations to read to you today. But before we get started, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, today led by Ariana Virtus.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Thank you, Ariana. I want to begin our ceremony by acknowledging the School Board of Lee County. Board Chair is Sam Fisher, representing District 1. Vice Chair is Jada Langford Fleming, who represents District 6. Melissa Giovanelli represents District 2. Chris Patrica represents District 3. Debbie Jordan represents District 4. Armor Persons with District 5. And Kathleen Morgan represents District 7. Also, our superintendent is Dr. Ken Savage. We appreciate all you do for our student recognition program. Let's have a round of applause for the school board and Dr. Savage. And representing Sheriff Marcino to my left today, helping us to hand out the awards and trophies, is Lieutenant Sylvester Smalls. He's with our Youth Services Division. Lieutenant Smalls supervises the school resource officers who are in all of our schools, keeping all of our kids safe. So thank you, Lieutenant Smalls. Also, our personnel assisting with today's ceremony, they have black shirts on and they helped everybody get seated. They're members of our civilian support unit. Mary Gary, Rich Catania, Norm Parker, John Beans, Jeff Marnock. These are volunteers that set up this room each month and make sure everyone gets checked in and seated. Let's have a round of applause for Mary, Rich, Norm, John, and Jeff. And I also want to thank Dave Alexander, Adam Wright, and Adam Hodjost, as well as Riley Spicker with the Lee County School District. Again, they're working the cameras, the lighting, and the sound today. They're also live streaming this ceremony, as I mentioned, on the school district's YouTube channel. So thank you, Dave, Adam, and Riley. And just a minute ago, I mentioned our school board. We are so happy that board members take time out of their extremely busy schedules each month to join us in our Do the Right Thing ceremonies. Chris Patrica is joining us today. Ms. Patrica was first elected to the Lee County School Board in 2016 and then was re-elected in 2020, making her one of our longest serving school board members. She'd like to share a few words with this month's winners and their parents. Let's have a warm welcome for board member Chris Patrica.
Thank you and good afternoon. This is genuinely one of my favorite things to do. Our kids are the reason why I do my job, and today's a day to celebrate our children for sure, but I want to start by celebrating the people that I'm looking at right now. I see a lot of parents, I see a lot of guardians, I see a lot of grandparents, I see teachers, I see principals, and what you guys behind me might not realize is that a big part of the reason why you did the right thing and why you're being recognized today is because you have the support of the people who are in the audience, right? Does that make sense? They have helped you to understand how to make good choices and how to do the right thing. So I implore you, please continue to listen to them. It gets harder and harder as you get older, but believe it or not, they're really smart and they love you a lot, and that's why you're here. You're here because you have their support. So please stand up and give them a round of applause. Go ahead, stand up. Stand up. Go ahead. There you go. Thank you guys for what you do. I can tell you with 3 teenagers and 1 20-year-old, the older they get, the harder it is. But they are listening. I promise you, they are listening. Keep it up. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Chris Patrica. I also want to mention the support we get from our community, which is second to none. Do the Right Thing does not use taxpayer money to run these ceremonies, these programs, to give out everything we do to the well-deserved students behind me. It's completely funded by the generous donations from local businesses, organizations, and community groups. Without them, we would not be able to honor the students that we have here today. Our principal sponsors are Lee County Electric Cooperative and Alliance Financial Group. We thank you so much for your generous donations to make Do the Right Thing possible. Let's have a round of applause for our major sponsors, LCEC and Alliance Financial Group. Well, it's now time to honor the students behind me, our Do the Right Thing winners for April 2024. First up is Nadia Garcia. Let's have a round of applause for Nadia Garcia. Nadia attends River Hall Elementary. Her principal is Jody Palakis, and school resource officers Deputy Ed Vandal. And will those with Nadia please come up front and we'll share her story.
Very so smart.
Everybody look at the camera. Nadia is a 4th grader at River Hall Elementary. Her school resource officer, Deputy Ed Vandal, writes, I would like to take this moment to nominate Nadia Garcia for the Lee County Sheriff's Office Do the Right Thing Award. As I walk through the halls performing my daily duties, I always see Nadia with a smile on her face. Nadia can often be seen helping her class by pushing the lunch cart or assisting the cafeteria custodians by helping clean her class's lunch table without complaint. According to Nadia's teacher, Mrs. Kaiser, Nadia is always trying to be a little mommy in class by helping others and has developed great interpersonal skills by actively listening, emphasizing with, and motivating others in her class. Nadia should be recognized for her unselfish attitude and reinforcement of positive change in class and her entire school. Nadia, we agree that you should be recognized for these acts, and you are very deserving. Keep up the great work. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Ibtihaj Chowdhury is next. Let's have a round of applause for Ibtihaj Chowdhury. Ibtihaj attends Manatee Elementary School. His principal is Dr. Scott Lee Master, and school resource officer is Deputy Max Pico. And will those with Ibtihaj please come up front? Ibtihaj is a fifth grader at Manatee Elementary. Teacher Sydney Bassetti writes, Ibtihaj is an exemplary student. He always follows the rules and kindly reminds students of those same rules and procedures. He is also a safety patrol at our school, and I could think of no better student to do this job. Ibtihaj is always respectful to adults and to his peers. I am so proud of how far he has come since the beginning of the school year. We had a new student arrive in our school this year, and Ibtihaj made sure this student had a friend and that he felt welcomed. It became apparent the new student needed a little extra help with learning the new benchmarks, and Ibtihaj would come to ask me if he could help this new student with concepts that he maybe needed a little help on. He has helped this student immensely and is a true role model at Manatee Elementary. Thank you, Ibtihaj, for going out of your way to help a classmate that really needed it. You are indeed a role model, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Maria Andres is next. Let's have a round of applause for Maria Andres. Maria attends Manatee Elementary. Can you guess what grade she's in? Kindergarten. And will those with Maria please come up front? Teacher Michelle Peel writes, Maria excelled academically early on in the school year. She's a bit on the quiet side, but her actions speak louder than words. She helps her peers in any way she can without having to be asked by her teacher. She truly demonstrates a team attitude and wants her classmates to be successful. From day one, Maria has treated others kindly inside the classroom and out. She ensures others are being safe and following the rules without being condescending. This is exceptionally impressive because she is so conscious of the way she speaks to others. I wanted to nominate Maria to let her and her family know that her compassion does not go unnoticed and is a quality worth celebrating. Maria, your teacher says you are a star student, and now we all know that. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Aaliyah Lorente is next. Let's have a round of applause for Aaliyah Lorente. Aaliyah attends Veterans Park Academy for the Arts. Her principal is Ed Carter, and school resource officers Corporal Mike Milano. And with those with Aaliyah, please come up front. Everybody look forward. There we go. Aaliyah is a sixth grader at Veterans Park Academy for the Arts. Teacher Madeline Gongler writes, Aaliyah is a star inside and out of the classroom. She's an intelligent student who strives for nothing short of the best. In class, Aaliyah knows there are students that require more help, and she tries hard to make sure they feel included. The most recent example being whenever we played a Jeopardy review game, Aaliyah asked the specific student to join her group and let him make choices of categories and point values. Aaliyah is constantly helping her peers and is very respectful to students and staff. I am so glad Aaliyah is part of the Veterans Park Academy of the Arts family. Aaliyah, you do a great job of making others feel included. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Ariana Vertes is next. Come back down. Ariana Vertes. Ariana attends Veterans Park Academy for the Arts, where she's in the 8th grade. And with those with Ariana, please come up front. Teacher Demetra Battle writes, Ariana is a student aide or pride partner, as we call them. Not a week goes by that a staff member is not commending her on a job well done with our young kindergarten students. Ariana has a genuine love for students and works with them every day. She spends time in the classrooms during cafeteria duty, assisting in the learning, social, and well-being of students. Ariana works hands-on with teachers and students and has been acknowledged by assistant principals, teachers, clinic staff, office staff, and the elementary school counselor as being a great asset to our school. Over the past few years, I have been in charge of these students, and Ariana is the first student that has gained the attention of so many adults on campus with her work ethic and love for others. Ariana, you are definitely making a big difference at your school, and everyone is noticing. Great work. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up, we're honoring two students, Malia Termitus and Micaiah Stevens. Let's have a round of applause for Malia and Micaiah. The girls attend Veterans Park Academy for the Arts, where they're both in the 8th grade. And will those with Malia and Micaiah please come up front? I want to slide. Assistant Principal Jacqueline Kustra writes, Malia and Micaiah have been assisting a student who has difficulty socially and emotionally. The student has a tendency to become overwhelmed at times, and it's very difficult to calm him down. The girls check on him during lunch as well as the hallways and classrooms to help him remain calm. They've been doing this throughout the school year on their own accord. These two students have provided a huge support system for this student, as well as keeping on track with their own grades and sports. Malia and Micaiah, that's a wonderful thing you're doing, and you both deserve to be up here today. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Sadie Amador is next. Let's have a round of applause for Sadie Amador.
Congratulations. Come right over here.
Sadie attends Mira Lakes Elementary. Her principal is Amy Boback, and school resource officer is Deputy Dylan Weisinger. And will those with Sadie please come up front? Sadie's a second grader at Mirror Lakes Elementary. Teacher Christina Colon writes, Sadie is always willing to lend a helping hand. She will offer to help me out with things around the classroom, such as answering my phone if I'm too far away, or bringing me my coffee if she thinks I look tired. Sadie always ensures the students at her table are aware of the instructions. Most importantly, though, Sadie always supports her classmates. If she notices that a student is upset, frustrated, or simply just not acting like themselves, Sadie will take the time to check in with the student and will always try to cheer them up. She is reliable, hardworking, and funny. And Sadie, your teacher says you focus on making every day a good day. Well, you can't ask for more than that. Thank you, Sadie, for making everyone's day a little brighter. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Jason Herrera is next. Let's have a round of applause for Jason Herrera.
Here he comes.
Jason attends Mirror Lakes Elementary, where he's in the second grade. And will those with Jason please come up front? Teacher Kelly Stumpf writes, mornings are probably the busiest time for a teacher. Luckily for myself, I have a student that was on the lookout for his friend. She has a peanut allergy, and that morning the breakfast that was handed out had something with peanuts in it. As soon as she walked into the classroom, Jason went straight to her and said, "You cannot have this for breakfast, there are peanuts in it." She said she knew and did not get the school breakfast. When I heard Jason telling her this, I was so relieved that he was on top of it. Jason, thank you for looking out for your friends and teacher. You really saved us all from a potentially scary moment. That's awesome, Jason. I know you're ready to be done here. Thank you. Ivan Peralta is next. Let's have a round of applause for Ivan Peralta. Ivan attends Mirror Lakes Elementary, where he's in the second grade. Boy, my picture takers are fast today. Well, those with Ivan, please come up front and we'll share his story. Teacher Kelly Stumpf writes, Ivan is such a sweet, kind, and friendly young man. He is hardworking and friendly to everyone around him. I'm nominating Ivan because of these characteristics. I have some students that struggle to read for many reasons. I have caught Ivan on more than one occasion quietly helping these students read their AR books. It melts my heart to see him helping students with words and encouraging them while they are reading. Ivan is probably unaware that I have caught him doing this. It has been the best part of my school year. Ivan, you are such a special person. I'm so lucky to have you as a student. Ivan, keep being that student that teachers look up to. You're doing a great job, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Alexa Hernandez Lopez, come on down. Alexa Hernandez Lopez. Alexa attends Sunshine Elementary. Her principal is Aaron Brandow and school resource officers Deputy Rodolphus Hall. And with those with Alexa, please come up front. Alexa is a fourth grader at Sunshine Elementary. Teacher Ariana Guyette writes, Alexa is a student I can always count on to help out in the classroom. She's up to the task no matter what she is asked to help with. She's a hardworking student who doesn't let others distract her from completing her work, which is always done with a smile. The other day I had to be absent for an appointment, and when I returned, the substitute teacher had nothing but good things to say about Alexa. Alexa was one of the few students who stayed focused to complete her work and went out of her way to help the substitute teacher with anything she needed. Alexa helped clean up the classroom at the end of the day and made sure everything was ready for when I returned. I appreciate Alexa for her willingness to do what many others in the class wouldn't do. Alexa, I know it's a lot easier for substitute teachers when students are on their side. That's a great thing you did, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Vincent Cruz is next. Let's have a round of applause for Vincent Cruz. Vincent attends Sunshine Elementary and is in the fourth grade. And with those with Vincent, please come up front. Teacher Ariana Guyette writes, in our classroom, our class materials tend to get misplaced very easily. The other week, Vincent went out of his way to organize the class's math and science books. He not only relabeled them with his classmates' names to make it easier to read, but also organized them in our buckets by number to make it easier for the class to find their materials. He even enlisted the help of other classmates so he could spell his peers' names correctly and make sure he had the right order. Vincent is also a hardworking student that works well with others. No matter the assignment, Vincent is always willing to work with new partners and actively participate in his groups. I am so thankful for Vincent and his dedication to school. Vincent, even as a fourth grader, you recognize the importance of being organized. That's a good thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next, we're honoring two students together, Tatiana Valmir and Emanuel Santiago Videz. Let's have a round of applause for Tatiana and Emanuel. Tatiana and Emanuel attend Sunshine Elementary, where they're both in the 4th grade. And with those with Tatiana and Emanuel, please come forward. Tatiana and Emanuel were nominated by teacher Lori O'Hara, who writes, Tatiana and Emanuel are star students. Not only do they do well in class, but they possess the admirable quality of common sense. Earlier this year, I was out for a few days in a row. While I was out, Tatiana stepped up to act as a moderator in our Google Classroom. When I was able to look into the Google Classroom, I saw a post from Tatiana where she not only directed students to the assignments they were supposed to be working on, but also reminded students that they were supposed to be on task and using Google Classroom for classwork and not socializing. The off-task online chatter show slowed down after Tatiana's posts. When I did return, Emanuel tried to get the class to let me have a little time to readjust. Students tend to crowd around the teacher after an absence, asking questions and telling me what they did while I was gone. Emanuel encouraged them to give me a few minutes, reminding them that yelling out questions at me wasn't going to help them or me. He reminds students to be quiet and in an A+ line while walking through the hallways. In addition, Emanuel is a big help in cleaning up after centers and helping to keep things organized. Tatiana and Emanuel, you show great maturity, help your teacher, and are a pleasure to have in class. What more could a teacher want? The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Malachi Tellis is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Malachi Tellis. Malachi is a 4th grader at Sunshine Elementary. And with those with Malachi, please come up front. Hello. Teacher Lori O'Hara writes, I have been very impressed by Malachi's positive attitude of acceptance and inclusion. Malachi will treat everyone in a friendly manner. I can put him in a group with any other student in the class and know he'll work with them without arguments or conflict. In addition, Malachi has been helping me with calling students for dismissal at parent pickup. He not only tells students when their name is on the board for dismissal, but he will also escort them to the line with a bow and wishes them a good afternoon. There are a couple of students that sit at a nearby table to the 4th grade table. Malachi has made it a point to include them in the dismissal process, talking with them, saying hello, complimenting their shoes, things like that. Feeling like you are part of things can be so important for people of any age, but especially when you are young. I could see the smiles Malachi left behind him when he included these other children. He really does his part to make others feel better and to make our school a better place. Malachi's attitude of friendship is always something we can all learn from. Malachi, is so great that you treat people well and lead by example. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Brady Hollow is next. Let's have a round of applause for Brady Hollow. Brady attends Bayshore Elementary School. His principal is Ben Osman, and school resource officer is Deputy Kelsey Waldrop. And will those with Brady please come up front? Brady is a kindergartner at Bayshore Elementary. Teacher Chelsea Chase writes, Brady has been an outstanding student and citizen since the start of the school year. He goes above and beyond to do the right thing every day. I can always count on Brady to be responsible and caring to others. Brady is always the first student to check on someone who may have gotten hurt or seems a little sad. Brady has showed great responsibility by making sure students get to the places that they need to go, even to the school clinic. He's never shown anything but kindness and respect for others inside our classroom or to anyone that he comes in contact with. Brady has also shown extra support and guidance to a student in our class that requires more social acceptance than most students. Brady goes out of his way to care for this child and shows great patience. I am so proud of how much effort Brady puts into being friends with everyone, and I know I can always count on him. Brady, you have a lot of wisdom for a kindergartner. Keep on doing great things. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Serenity Saboski is next. Let's have a round of applause for Serenity Saboski. Serenity attends Bayshore Elementary and is in the 4th grade. And will those with Serenity please come up front? Teacher Amanda Scalise writes, Serenity is a very helpful young lady. I've had the pleasure of watching her grow this year in my math class. Serenity goes out of her way to show kindness and helps others in class, specifically one student named Vladimir. Vladimir is a good student, new to our school district, and speaks Spanish. Serenity has gone out of her way to welcome and befriend him. Serenity, being an English speaker herself, has been studying Spanish at home on her own using Duolingo, so she's able to communicate with Vladimir in class. Serenity also asks to work with Vladimir and helps keep him on track throughout the school day. It warms my heart to see her go above and beyond to make another student feel so welcome and to make sure he knows he has a true friend in our classroom. I have nominated Serenity for the Do the Right Thing Award because her kindness deserves to be recognized. I am so proud of her. As we all are, Serenity, thank you for being that friend Vladimir can count on. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Myrna Borbina Marquez is next. Let's have a round of applause for Myrna Borbina Marquez. Myrna attends Bayshore Elementary, where she's in the kindergarten. And with those with Myrna, please come up front. Myrna was nominated by her teacher, Stacy Moore, and school counselor, Alexandra Hunt. Ms. Moore writes, I am Mira's kindergarten teacher and can tell you she is one of the most respectful students I've ever had the privilege of teaching. She has perfect manners and always treats others with kindness. She's never afraid to go against the grain and makes the correct choice for herself, even when others are trying to lead her down a different path. Mira is a role model for other students, and she goes out of her way to show them the correct way to do things if they need help or support. School counselor Alexandra Hunt says Mira always follows school-wide expectations, which are be respectful, be responsible, be prepared, and be safe. During lunch and recess time, as well as classroom lessons, Mira always holds herself to a high standard. Regardless of what other students are doing, Mira always does what she is supposed to do. She is truly a joy to have in the classroom. Mira, keep being that kind-hearted student who leads by example. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Renee Scalise is next. Let's have a round of applause for Renee Scalise. Renee attends Bayshore Elementary, where she's in the 5th grade. And will those with Renee please come up front? We'll share her story. Teacher Lindsay Maxwell writes, our 5th grade class made blankets to donate to a local shelter during the holidays. As a school, we made 50 blankets. Renee enjoyed the project so much that she went home and created a fundraiser to collect money for more blankets. Renee raised more than $150 and used all the money to buy additional supplies. Renee donated blankets she made to the Rehabilitation Center on Evans Avenue. Renee will be finishing her 8th blanket very soon. Renee, we are so happy that you and your classmates are really helping people in need with your blankets. Thank you so much. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Well, next up, we're going to honor an entire class. Karen Whiteman's life skills class from Varsity Lakes Middle School is in the spotlight today. So when I call your name, come on down. Elena Winters, Maribel Matias, Michael Lopez, Fabian Cortez Garcia, Aldo Garcia Medina, Giovanni Fernando Sebastian, Evan Wygant, Annie Mencia, Fabiana Gonzalez Fernando, Leo Varela, and Danny De Leon Lopez. Let's have a round of applause for Mrs. Whiteman's life skills class. Fabian. You got your Fabian? We'll have this sorted out in just 1 minute. Bring it in. Let's get a couple of shots, then we'll bring the family up. The principal at Varsity Lakes is Dr. Chevedise Anderson Thomas, and the school resource officers are Deputies Mitchell Doherty and Deputy Michael Sanchez. All right, those with all these students come up front. We're going to share their story. Come on up, everyone. I want to thank teacher Karen Whiteman for getting her entire class here today. Teacher Karen Whiteman writes, I've nominated several of my students in the past for the Do the Right Thing Award, but have never had the opportunity to nominate an entire class before. Well, here you go. Demonstrating good citizenship skills and behavior while in school is what all teachers want and hope for. All 11 students in my life skills class display amazing behavior throughout the school day, which goes above and beyond that of most students in our school. All of my students are given many opportunities throughout the school day to be leaders by learning how to help each other. All of my students demonstrate tremendous kindness towards others while also being patient with one another. I can see that they care deeply for one another. I beam with pride every time I see or hear from others that my students are role models for other students in our school. Well, guys and girls, it looks like you are setting the bar very high at your school, and people are noticing. Thank you, Mrs. Whiteman's class. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Rafa Adres is next. Let's have a round of applause for Rafa Adres. Rafa attends Harns Marsh Elementary. His principal is Cynthia Hernandez, and school resource officer is Deputy Maria Scarpantonio. And will those with Rafa please come up front? Tell the story, Rafa. Rafa is a second grader at Harns Marsh Elementary. Teacher Kaylee Boberg writes, we were enjoying treats during Read Across America Day when one of Rafa's classmates suddenly stood up and motioned that she was choking. Before I could get across the room or even press my Centegix emergency badge, Rafa jumped up to help. He quickly wrapped his arms around the girl and performed the Heimlich maneuver on her. A small piece of candy flew out of her mouth and across the room. Rafa's quick thinking helped this classmate during a dangerous situation. Rafa is always quick to think on his feet in class, whether it is with a witty comeback or helping his classmates. We are so thankful he was Johnny on the spot and for his quick thinking. Rafa, it's so great that you know these life-saving measures at just a second grader. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Sophia Roman is next. Let's have a round of applause for Sophia Roman. Sophia attends Lehigh Elementary. Her principal is Jackson Morgan, And School Resource Officers, Deputy Shane Nelson. And will those with Sophia please come up front? Sophia is a fourth grader at Lehigh Elementary. Teacher Karina Sandin writes, Sophia exemplifies the very essence of Do the Right Thing Award through her unwavering kindness, leadership, and genuine compassion for others. A testament to Sophia's extraordinary character is her exceptional friendship with a challenging student who joined our class. Despite initial social difficulties and poor choices from this student, Sophia immediately embraced her with open arms, serving as a beacon of kindness and support. Sophia's steadfast dedication to being a positive influence is always evident as she continuously offers encouragement, guidance, and forgiveness despite any setbacks. Her selflessness in extending friendship to someone who wasn't always receptive speaks volumes about her kind heart and unwavering commitment to doing what is right regardless of external opinions. Sophia is also a member of our junior cadet program. Her punctuality, responsibility, and pride in her duties, such as raising and lowering the flag each day, are representative of her dedication to serving her school and community. Sophia, it's obvious you embody the very essence of the Do the Right Thing Award. Keep inspiring others. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And our final winner today is Iker Jimenez Navarro. Let's have a round of applause for Iker Jimenez Navarro. Iker attends Bonita Springs Charter School. His principal is Carissa Carroll, and school resource officers, Deputy Jacob Drake. And will those with Iker please come up front? Iker is a third grader at Bonita Springs Charter. His principal, Carissa Carroll, writes, a first grade student at our school collapsed in the hallway vestibule near a table and chair workspace by himself when he collapsed. The student tried unsuccessfully to grab onto a chair for support prior to falling, and an adult-sized chair actually landed on top of his chest and face. A third grade class had been returning from art class, and they had already passed this area except for Iker, who was the last student in our line. Iker swiftly went to the aid of this student and lifted the chair off the boy like Hercules. He then asked the young boy if he was all right, and when he received no response, grabbed the attention of a teacher coming down the hallway. The young student recovered without harm, and his parents picked him up from school to get medical attention. Iker then returned to class, and when his teacher opened the door and asked where he had gone and why he was returning late, Iker humbly responded, "Oh, I was just helping another kid." And his teacher didn't think anything of the importance of it. Later that afternoon, I had watched the video surveillance of this medical event and the heroic act by Iker. I went to his classroom with a stuffed alligator to recognize Iker for doing the right thing. The classroom erupted in celebration. The teacher said, "Iker, you didn't tell me all this." Eaker just shrugged his shoulders and said he needed my help. Eaker's classmates and the entire school are so proud of him. Way to go, Eaker. Go Gators, oh snap. Now, I wanted to let you know that Eaker was scheduled to be at our Do the Right ceremony last month. After he was selected as one of our winners and accepted the invitation to our ceremony, Eaker's father died in an automobile accident. Eaker's mom asked to push back his win for 1 month, but really felt it was important for Eaker to be honored for his heroic actions. You can see a picture of Eaker and his father up above. The father, Eaker's dad, Alexis, was very proud of him for receiving this award. He was looking forward to attending the ceremony to honor Eaker. He passed away on March 23rd, but we remember him today as we celebrate his son. Eaker's favorite memory of his dad is skateboarding with him when he would return home from work. Eaker also cherished the time that they would play soccer together. I'd like to call up some of our Sheriff's Office personnel representing Sheriff Marcino today to offer our condolences to Eaker and his family. Commander Mike Tamulonis, the commander of our Special Ops unit that oversees our Youth Services Division. Sergeant Mike Zazworski with our Bonita Community Policing Unit. And Eaker's School Resource Officer, Deputy Jacob Drake. Let's have a standing ovation for Eaker and his family, as well as the rest of this month's winners. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see everybody here again next month.